Are you one of those people that's resisting the whole tidal wave of AI? If you're my age or older, you're probably finding it a little difficult to keep up with all of the new technology that's swirling around us at all times. But I wanted to share a free software resource that I think will really help elevate your crafting projects. It's called ChatGPT. And if you're new to ChatGPT or you don't even know what that is, then this video is for you. If you've been using ChatGPT for a while, then this is probably going to be way too basic for you because I'm still quite a beginner at this myself. So in this video, I'm going to go over how to download the app onto your smartphone. Then I'll show you a few of the prompts that I've used and the responses and ways that I've used ChatGPT. And then finally, I will demo how to use a prompt to generate an image that you can use in your crafting projects. A couple disclaimers: you do need a smartphone and you're going to need a data plan with it. And I also recommend setting this up on your computer so that you can log in from your computer as well. So to download the app, you're just going to go to your smartphone and you're looking for this little Google Play icon. And I apologize, I only know how to do this for Android. So if you have an Apple or an iPhone, I don't know how that's going to work exactly. It's probably similar, but not exactly the same. So if you don't have the Google Play icon, you can just go to your search bar and Google Google Play Store and open that up. And don't get distracted by everything that's on this page here. If you look around, yours might be slightly in a different place, but somewhere on your screen you should see that little magnifying glass shape for a search button. And you're just going to tap that, and then you can type in ChatGPT. Again, there's an ad up here at the top. There's a lot of information that's easy to get distracted, but what you're looking for is this little icon here that looks kind of like a Celtic symbol. And I already have this installed on my phone, but it looks like I need to do an update. So if you're just adding it, you're going to see a button that says install instead of update. So you just want to tap that and it'll go ahead and load that onto your phone. And when it's finished, this little button will change to say open. And if you're just installing the software, you'll probably need to do some sort of login piece. So probably a username and a password. I apologize, I don't remember exactly how it works, but just follow the prompts. And I think that'll happen after you hit the open button. It'll have you log in the first time. But once you get logged in and you open the app, it looks just like this. And then you're able to type, or if you tap this little microphone, you can talk to the app and ask it different questions. So that's just how easy it is to add this to your phone. And once you're out of this software, you should be able to find it wherever all of your apps are. And just again, look for that little Celtic symbol that says ChatGPT, and you'll be able to get right back into the app very easily. So I'm switching to my computer here so you can see the screen is a little bigger. And the app and the computer version are fairly similar, but they do have a few differences. So it's just a little easier to show you some of the stuff on the computer here. So obviously here's your prompt area where you're going to type in any of your questions. And there's a few things under here. To be honest, I've never used these, so I don't really worry about that. I'm not sure what these templates are either. I've never played with them. You might want to get to your user information, which is over here in the corner. If you ever need to get to your settings, you can click on those, the little icon, and put a photo in if you want to, do all kinds of things. As I mentioned, this is free. They do have upgraded plans. I don't know what they cost, but you can upgrade if you're interested in doing that. If you want to start a new chat, you're going to use this little icon. This just takes you to the regular or upgraded version. But this is the icon that I wanted to point out to you. This is the sidebar. And if you click on that, it opens up some interesting history and some things I don't use. I don't know what this Sora is. I think you can set up different computer voices and things. I haven't really done that. One of the interesting things that I did notice is that since I've started doing images, it has a library of all of my images that I've generated, so you can get to your images very quickly. And the other thing I wanted to show you is the history piece of it. So all of your searches and discussions and questions are cataloged in the history. And if you hover over any of them, you can see that you can share, rename, archive, or delete them. ChatGPT just assigns a name to them, but you can rename them if you want to, or you can delete them or archive them. I've never really done a lot of that, but it's interesting that you can get back to your old searches if you want to. So a couple of different ways that I've used ChatGPT is to help me write video titles. So you can type something in like, please write me 25 dramatic video titles for a video on how to make beads for jewelry from plastic water bottles. And then it just kicks out a bunch of ideas for you. So that's just a really simple way to use the software. I've also used it for tech support. I was having trouble with some spam signups that I was getting to my website, and so I wanted to know how to do a site key, and I mistyped it the first time. So I said, what are sit keys and how do I set them up or find them when I need them? And it gave me a whole list of things that I didn't need, and I was like, oh, sorry, I had a typo. I meant site keys. And then it walked me through how to set up the site keys. So a couple of points I wanted to make about this is that you can just have a conversation with ChatGPT. It remembers what you've said in previous iterations of the conversation. So at one point I said, I'm not sure what I need. I'm trying to protect the course portion of my site from bot registrations. My course software is LearnDash. And then it took me into a whole nother area of how to fix the problem. And I was able to fix the problem. So you can go from very simple things like just give me ideas for titles to help me get through this tech thing. Now, it's not perfect because it's just searching the web and trying to find answers. But the interesting thing is that you can continue to talk to it very similar to like you're talking to a normal, just a regular person, and they're going to have the history of what you said in previous comments to build the answer on. So it's a very useful tool for those things as well. But the reason you're probably here is for the image portion. And so I just want to walk you through a couple of prompts that I've used for that. So this is a chat from today. I uploaded this little pig image and I said, can you turn the attached photo into a colorful 6 to 8 color cartoon image? And then it generated this photo. And then I asked it, can you make the colors brighter and use pink, red, orange, yellow, blue, green, and purple? And it generated a much brighter image for me. Then I asked it some questions, which I won't make you live through because it didn't give me any answers I really was wanting, but in the middle of your images you can switch to back to questions and back and forth. So one of the interesting things I do want to point out is after all these questions I was going back and forth with, it asked me, would you like help turning these into a visual poster or mock-up for social media design? So you can say yes, and then it will do that. I totally wanted to change the subject, and so I said, can you make an image with the styling from the first photo of the orange sweatshirt and replace the tiger with a cartoon version of the dog in the second photo, and give the dog a cape. Also, replace the word Tigger with Lady Barks a Lot, and replace the words Walt Disney with My Dog is a Superhero. So I uploaded these two photos, and I wanted ChatGPT to merge them together. And it created this, which is okay. I didn't love it, but I was kind of sort of fun, and I said, okay, now can you turn the sweatshirt into a denim jacket and move the graphic to the back of the jacket and move the wording to the sleeves? And it gave me this, which I'm liking a little bit more. And then I switched and I said, oh, can you give me some masculine dog names similar to Thunder Dog? And it kicked out a lot of ideas for me. And then I just wanted more that were using the word thunder, and it kicked out more ideas for me. And then again, it asks kind of it'll give you ideas of what do you want to do next. So it said, would you like to turn these into graphics or logos? And I said, no, not yet. Give me some artistic styles like minimalist, avant-garde, etc. So you can just kind of go all over the place. You don't have to stay in one lane. I mean, I'm all over the place here, you can see. So it gave me tons of artistic styles. And the one that jumped out at me was pop art. So in my next prompt question, I said, okay, now I'm ready. Can you make the dog in the source image above into a pop art superhero? Add the words Thunderpaw using a font or style similar to the Indiana Jones movie posters. And it gave me this, which is my favorite by far. So working with the prompts and talking things through, you can really get to better and better results. And I haven't worked with a lot of AI image designs or art generation. I've worked a little bit with Canva, but as far as I know, you can't take your images and use them in the image generation. So that's the thing I really like about ChatGPT, is that you can use your photos and have ChatGPT alter them into a different style, or and there's just tons of things. I was definitely leaning into sort of the cartoon and pop art side of things, but you could go back to all of these different artistic styles and have it design something in Art Nouveau, or you could have it do more of a tattoo style. You could do anime, or you could do sketches or line drawings. The one limitation about the free plan for ChatGPT is that you can only generate 5 images per day, and I think you can only upload 3 images per day. So if you do a lot of this, you might want to look into the paid plan. But while you're learning, it's just a fun thing to play around with. And if you're more specific with your prompts and you learn terminology that you really like, for example, I have used cartoon in all of my prompts prior to this one, but I really like the pop art terminology better than cartoon. So in future, I'll use pop art instead of cartoon. And so if you learn the prompts that really work for you and the styles that you like, you can get better and better at this. And ChatGPT will also kind of get to know you and your preferences, and it also blends those two things together, which is sort of exciting and also a little bit creepy. So let me show you exactly how this works in action on my phone. All right, I'm going to try to keep this in focus here, but my apologies if it kind of focuses in and out. The first thing I want to do is open my ChatGPT app. So I'm just going to tap my little icon here. And then you can see where it says Ask Anything. And underneath here are some little icons. And to be honest, I don't know what all of them are, but this very first one is a little photo icon. So if you tap that, you can upload your photos. And I have a photo on my camera that I'm going to use. So you're going to have to figure out how to navigate to your images, but hopefully you know how to do that on your phone, because it will probably be a little different than mine. And I'm just going to select the first photo, and you can see that it put that into the chat. So now I can type from here, or I can tap the microphone. And I have my prompt written out. So I'm going to go ahead and tap the little microphone button here and then read out the prompt. Can you make the dog in the source image above into a pop art superhero? Add the words Thunderpaws in a font style similar to the Indiana Jones movie posters. Have the dog giving a high five with a front paw and give the dog a blue cape. So once you're done, you're going to hit the little blue up arrow button, and that will convert your words to text. And you can make sure that it says what you want it to say. And then you're going to hit this other little up arrow to generate the image. So you can see how it's processing, and it should only take about 60 to 90 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and turn on a timer just so I have a clue about how long it's taking, because I have found that the software sometimes will kick out a photo pretty quickly, but the longer and more detailed your description is, the harder it has to work, and so the longer it can take to generate the image. So this image took about 2 minutes to generate, and it's not my favorite result, but you can certainly continue to modify your pictures. If they're way off of what you want, you can start completely over, or you can tweak the image you're working with and continue giving prompts to ChatGPT until you get an image created to your liking. I hope this short demo has given you some ideas and inspiration for how you can expand your upcycling and crafting projects with AI-generated images. Check the description box for more resources and for a place to sign up to receive the UPCYCLE Design Lab newsletter. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you click that subscribe button and join my YouTube community. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.